Nation, I'm UngarToTheMax coming at you with today's quick episode of the Sports Room Talk Show. So the Cleveland Cavaliers just hosted LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, and the Los Angeles Lakers. The reason I say kind of in reference to Anthony Davis is because, well, he played about 8 minutes of the first quarter and then left because of flu-like symptoms. So I have to ask, if he was dealing with flu-like symptoms, why did he even play at all in the first place? But that's not the big story. The big story is that we swept the Los Angeles Lakers. That's right, we took both games, count them, 1, 2, against LeBron James this year. We moved to 11-1 on our home floor, with the lone loss coming against the Minnesota Timberwolves back on November 13th, 129-125, when Darius Garland scored 51 points. I was at that game. That game came on the heels of our Detroit, California road trip when we beat Detroit. We beat the Lakers, but then we lost to the Clippers, Kings, and the Warriors. We will see the Kings on Friday, and then we will see the Oklahoma City Thunder on Saturday, and then we'll see the San Antonio Spurs, and then the Dallas Mavericks. So tonight's game against the Lakers was the first of 5 straight against the Western Conference. In fact, 5 of our next 6 games are against the Western Conference, because tonight we had the Lakers. Friday we have the Sacramento Kings. Saturday is the Oklahoma City Thunder. Then it's at the Spurs, at the Mavericks, come home and play the Indiana Pacers for the first time, and then it'll be host the Mavericks. So yeah, 5 of our next 6 are against the Western Conference. But anyway, talking about tonight's game, we need to win this game. Not even because it was on TNT and we were on national television, which that's our second time being on national television. We're now 2-0 on national TV as we beat the Boston Celtics earlier on ESPN 114-113. Granted, both of our nationally televised games so far have been on our home floor. I know we have 2 more nationally televised games. One on Groundhog Day when John Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies come to town. That game will be on TNT. And I believe on MLK Day when we host the New Orleans Pelicans. I'm pretty sure that game is also going to be nationally televised. And I know when we go out to Boston in early March, that game is going to be on ESPN. So we have some more nationally televised games coming up. But anyway, so the Cavs came out tonight and they beat the Lakers. I want to make sure I got all the scores right. 116-102. I'll give you the box score. So, yeah, Donovan Mitchell played 39 minutes and he scored 43 points. Jared Allen played 38 minutes, 24 points. I'll take that. Darius Garland, 21 points, 11 assists. That's good in 37 minutes. Karis LeVert, 23 minutes, 7 points. Definitely not good enough. Chetty Osman, 22 minutes, 6 points. Not good enough. Lamar Stevens, 26 minutes, only 2 points. Definitely not good enough. So yes, even when we get a win, I'm going to point to some negatives. So yes, our big 3 played well, except for Evan Mobley, because he only had 7 points. But Mitchell, Garland, and Allen all played well. For the Lakers, LeBron had 21 points. Dennis Schroeder had 16 points. Bryant, not Kobe Bryant, may he rest in peace. I still can't believe Kobe Bryant is actually dead. I can't talk about it anymore. Otherwise, I can already feel myself getting emotional about it. It honestly feels weird that I was watching a Laker game tonight, not having that thought in the back of my head. That's all I want to say about it, because otherwise I literally am going to start crying about it. But anyway, Thomas Bryant, he had 19 points for the Lakers. Austin Reeves, he had 8 points. Russell Westbrook had 16 points. So, yeah, their bench was better than ours. But, like I said, the Cavaliers are now 16-6 on the season, as we get ready to play the Sacramento Kings on Friday. They are, let me double check the standings, thanks to my handy dandy ESPN app. Kings are 13-9, and they beat us earlier in the season in Sacramento. When, at the time, when they beat us, I was like, okay, what the heck? Sacramento should not be beating us, but the Kings look like they're legit, so that's going to be a tough game on Friday. Okay, so they will have just played Milwaukee on Wednesday, so that's a little bit of an advantage for us, because they play Wednesday, and then we host them on Friday, whereas we play tonight, and we get tomorrow and Thursday off before hosting De'Aaron Fox and the Sacramento Kings. I know the Kings have other players besides De'Aaron Fox. I know. But for this purpose, I'm just focusing on De'Aaron Fox. But anyway, here's the main crux of this video that I want to get to. Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. I am calling you out. Got it? Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, I'm calling you out. Why? Because I know that you two are going to be talking about this game tomorrow on Undisputed at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And I know that you guys are going to go in depth about this game. When you do, give the Cavaliers the credit they deserve for winning this game. I know the main stories are going to be, oh, the Lakers didn't do this, and the Lakers didn't do that, and Anthony Davis didn't play, and yada, yada, yada. Okay, I get it. The Lakers are the Lakers. They've had however many players, like Shaq, Kobe, Magic, Kareem. They have 17 NBA championships. I get it. I get it. I get it. But think about this. Think about this. The Cavaliers are 16-6 on the season. No, I'm sorry. Not 16-6. I stand corrected. 16-9. My bad. 16-9. We're third in the Eastern Conference. 4 games behind the first place Boston Celtics in the overall conference standings. Boston is 20-5. And in the Central Division, we're only 2 games behind the Milwaukee Bucks, who lead the division at 17-6. If the playoffs started today, we would be facing the Brooklyn Nets in the first round of the playoffs. I don't really like that matchup, but it's only December 6th, so there's plenty of time. Like, I don't think the Indiana Pacers are going to stay in 5th place in the Eastern Conference. I think the Toronto Raptors, who are in 8th place right now, are going to jump up into that top part of the East. The Atlanta Hawks, they're going to stay near the top of the East. Chicago, I know they're 9-14. I think the Bulls can figure it out and get to that top tier of the East. Miami, they're 11-14. It's the Miami Heat. I expect them to be near the top of the East. So there's plenty of time. I will say this, though. If the playoffs started today, 3 versus 6 would be Cavs versus Nets, and 4 versus 5 would be Hawks versus Pacers. And the play-in tournament teams would be the 76ers, the Raptors, the Knicks, and the Wizards. Yeah. I think I almost said the Nizzers. Who the heck are the Nizzers? Let me try that again. I think the Knicks will fall out of the play-in tournament group. I can see the Wizards staying in there. I think Philly will get their act together. I mean, they have James Harden, they have Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Tobias Harris. Plus, they have PJ Tucker. So, I think the 76ers will be near the top of the Eastern Conference. I would love to see the Cavaliers and 76ers match up in the first round of the playoffs. We talked about it. C-Boss and I talked about it with Philly Sports Talk podcast when we were previewing the first game between the 76ers and the Cavaliers last week. There is a rivalry developing between the 76ers and the Cavaliers. And I get it. The 76ers won all 4 games between the two teams last year. Trust me, I know. So, going by that logic, there is no rivalry. I hear you. But here's my thing. In each of those 4 games, the margin of victory for Philadelphia got smaller and smaller and smaller each time. And it felt like the intensity and the animosity just went up another level each time. It got to the point where when I went to the 4th game of the season series here in Cleveland with my cousin last year, there were points where I'm like, okay, is the crowd going to force the Cavaliers to get called for a technical foul? Like, I don't know if that's ever happened where a crowd has gotten so hostile that the home team has gotten called for a technical foul. It didn't necessarily get to that level, but it at least made me think that. I think the Cavaliers also have a rivalry with the Atlanta Hawks, mostly because of how things went in the play-in tournament. But yeah, so Skip and Shannon, when you guys talk about this Lakers-Cavaliers game tomorrow, give the Cavaliers the credit they deserve for winning this game. I get it. Again, it's the Lakers. They've had 17 NBA championships. They're tied with the Celtics for the most in the history of the NBA. They've had all these amazing players. I get it. And coaches. I get it. But think about this. The Cavaliers haven't been good since LeBron left. The first time or the second time. And yet, we made it to the play-in tournament last year, which nobody expected us to do. Everybody expected that we would be a lottery team again, and that we would get a top 5 draft pick or whatever. And then this year, we go out and Kobe Altman sees what we have in the trio Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, and Darius Garland, and he says, you know what? I'm going to pull the trigger, and I'm going to go out and acquire Donovan Mitchell. Now, it did cost us the rookie out of Kansas, Ojai Abaji, who we drafted with the 14th pick, which I was a little bit disappointed that we traded him because I think he would have solidified that small forward position, which that's a huge reason why I think the Cavaliers are playoff contenders, not title contenders this season, because that small forward position has been like a revolving door. We can't solidify it. If Kobe Altman is able to somehow swing a trade to get Cam Reddish of the New York Knicks, Kyle Kuzma of the Washington Wizards, or from the Charlotte Hornets, what was his name? His name escapes me at the time right now, but you get my point. If we can get... Okay, this is going to bother me. Let me look this up. Charlotte Hornets roster. Kelly Oubre Jr., that's it. Okay, so Kobe Altman can somehow swing a trade and get either Kyle Kuzma of the Washington Wizards, Cam Reddish of the New York Knicks, or Kelly Oubre Jr. of the Charlotte Hornets. That would solidify our small forward position. I just don't know if we have the assets to do it. But yeah, that was a big win for the Cavaliers tonight. I know the Lakers are struggling a little bit. I get it. But this was our first nationally televised game on TNT in God knows how long. And you're playing against LeBron, who, since he's left the Cavaliers to join Miami and the Lakers, LeBron's owned us. Like, he was 18-2 or something, or 17-2, something like that, coming into this game, and we beat him. So, Skip and Shannon, give the Cavaliers the credit they deserve. I know you're going to be saying, oh, the Lakers didn't do this and the Lakers didn't do that. I get it. That's what everybody wants. But why not just come out and say, yeah, the Cavaliers are a great team. Let's talk about them. Just a thought.